Whoa. Baba boy. That smug face is for no particular reason. I can make smug faces at you all, and I don't need a reason. Congratulations on first hail. And hi. Hi, Billy. Hi, Gwen. Hi, Dwat. We are gaming today, Dwat. You got that right. Contribute scared tales.
Google, show me this guy's balls, please.
Ooh. What the? I don't really. I don't know. What? That was scary. Nice 25 strange streak, Haley. It. Look. It. Well. Okay, there we go. Ooh, I can't remember what was happening. Hoba Tails, get shotted out. He couldn't hit clean. I hope it was a face sneeze and not something else. But what was my voice for this clown? Oh, I was just yelling, right? It was literally just my normal voice, but yelling. I gotta wait till next stream to show off my shrimp trick? Why? Is it a funny number? Oh, I get the allergies. I'm sorry. I have allergies, all of my life, forever, and I hate it. I think I might have a deviated septum, whatever the hell that means. Oh, but anyway, here's one of the things that first demanded was Detective Gordon Spur. Director of the evidence room. One must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there is a record of it. At the time, the according the detective had used his card. Probably Tails. Honestly, Keely. No, but it's Tails. Tails, please take the ball for me. Also, I realize I need to change my going live notification because I forgot that when I started out streaming as a joke, I made it, "What's that smell?" in all caps, and then, oh wait, never mind, it's Goober Guts. I have forgotten that has been my stream notification for this entire time, and I need to change it to something more appropriate. Because it is not appropriate for me because I don't skimpy. I'm not stinky. Oh, the game. An ID card record. I see. I have the ID card record right here, Your Honor. ID card right here, Your Honor. Shut the fuck up, Drac. Oh my god. Wait, is this? Oh. Yeah, we need this one. Yeah. Wait. Was this the right? Yeah, I don't know which one were. What? What? Did you watch me change it? I stopped talking because I was frantically going to check if it was real. And it was. God damn it. You fucking asshole. I hope you slip on a micro machine and fucking break your micro penar. I'm trying to figure out if this is actually where we were in the case or not, because I don't wanna. Evil explosion chamber. Holy fucking shit. What? What? Wait, I feel like we've done this. Hold on. Oh, yeah, no, this was the right one to begin with. Oopsies. But there's one thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. The key card. Yeah, okay, we already read that earlier. Oops. No sad even. The ID used at 514 is that of the victim. Just before the crime, Yes, without a doubt, this is the victim's ID. However, one thing does strike me as unusual. Why are Edgeworth and Wright not kissing femboy naked style? What? Several hundred cases should have been due for transferal. Why were they... Why were there so few in this room? Why... I'm gonna fucking throw myself in a goddamn wood chipper. Why were there so few people using this room? And fasting for appointment? Have y'all ever been supposed to be fasting for an appointment, but you didn't? And then, you told them that you did? I wouldn't do that. Anyway, shit, sorry. This particular evidence room is only used for storing certain special cases. Special cases? Extremely violent cases involving police staff. That's okay, Pika. Pika, you don't need permission to use the VC. Ever. Just hearing that makes my hair stand on end. Me too, although it doesn't make much of a difference. There were only a few cases up for transferal there. Most were cleared up by noon. Everyone fucking shoot Pika with a gun!
She's that guy, and Throw him out the airlock.
Right, I see. Now, let us move on to the cross-examination. Mystery Man 2.
Everyone,
A day, man, that's it!
day, man. Oh,
What the hell? It's so much more...
Man.
It's so much louder for me than it usually is.
Champion of the sun.
Whatever. I'm done questioning. Sound alerts. There was one thing that purged the van was Detective Good and Sir.
What are you doing in my house? What are you doing in my house?
I want waffle fries.
What that?
Mission complete! Yay!
Oh! Are y'all doing the thing again? So unlike your earlier testimony, you believe this to be rock solid, do you? Rock solid, like Edgeworth when I kiss his neck. Yes, sir, so in the stone, sir. If my hand wasn't wrapped in bandages, I'd even give a V for victory sign, sir. They're stealing my blood? Oh. Couldn't he just use his right hand for that? If you think about it, we're all bleeding internally all the time. If anyone pokes a hole in that, I'll fucking cry and delete the channel. Let's hear him out fully. As we've seen, one never knows what he might say until the very last second. To enter the evidence room, one must use their key card. ID card. From that card hanging from your... Wait, is that card hanging from your neck one of these ID cards? Yes, sir, this card right next to my... sir. I keep it here so I won't ever forget it. Pika... Y'all know that I just bluff shit sometimes. I'm not gonna delete the fucking channel. But what if someone were to steal it from you? Keeping it out in the open like that? Maybe I shouldn't wear it around my neck! Remember when I said 2 out of 3 times my tie gets stuck when I get out of my collar? Well, the remaining time, it's my ID that gets stuck. Instead of the door closing, my ID chokes me. Maybe I should just leave this one alone. At any rate, each police officer only has one ID. With the police department and the prosecutor's office can attest to that. Oh, I might have to look that up, or look up what that is, because I don't know it from just the word. But either way, I hope it goes well, Graham. We're all rooting for you. Yes, we all are. I'm looking at you, Jerry. You fuck. Wait, proceed. What's your testimony? Clonic acid reflux. Holy shit, I might have that then. I'm not gonna like self-diagnose right now, but like, I don't know, I literally have to take like heavy strength antacid, like over-the-counter, or not over-the-counter, prescription antacid stuff every fucking day, or else I constantly have it and it wakes me up in the middle of the night. But, I don't know. I won't say that I have it though, because I don't know for sure, obviously. Wait, what? Okay, I'm gonna... I wish I hadn't manifested that I might have that then. What? I want to hug you both now. But when an ID is used, there's a record of it. Hi, Monchi. How are you? How are you, Monchin? Let it be noted that this is the record the witness referred to. Let me see. Yes, that would be it. Detective Goodman? What's the matter? But according to this, Mr. Edgewood, your name is on here. So it is, Your Honor. Not that prosecutor again. Hey, maybe he's behind all this. Being a prosecutor, he could be hiding the evidence. Only if that made him blow a murder. Don't stare at him. He'll fucking kill you for real.
Hi.
Hi, Black Or. What the god? Rem, I'm gonna fucking roundhouse kick your mom. For real, for real. It would seem the inquiry committee will want to speak with you again. Today, I have nothing to be ashamed of regarding my actions or the consequences. For now, let us continue with the cross-examination. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. Must be so difficult for him. I know, Bren, from what you've told me, that is very much the case. Earlier, I believe you testified that when you asked the man to show his ID card. Also, Graham, I guess everyone, I was about to do a stupid bit where I was gonna be like, yeah, one time Gwen told me that their mom, and then I was going to like describe something very specifically, but it will have turned out to be like the backstory of like the Onceler from the fucking Lorax or something, or like the Grinch or some shit. And I was just gonna see if anyone noticed, but I couldn't think of a character that it would work for, so I didn't. He pulled a knife on you? Yes, sir. He didn't show me any ID, sir. Don't you think that's odd? I mean, if he had his ID card, all he had to do was show it to you. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. I'm doing alright, Black Horror. How are you doing? Also, I hope you realize at this point I have to say Black Horror, the whole thing, or else I will do the Freddy Five Night Bear thing. There wouldn't be any reason to draw a knife. ... Maybe he just panicked. Funny, everything stems from contradictions. Let's point them out. Mr. Wright, what do you think? I'm confused. How is work going today? Are you still repairing non-stop iPads? And the gross, cockroach-infested PS5s? I'm confused. What? The problem with his ID card testimony is far too obvious. It's not like Edgeworth to miss something like this. You're thinking too hard about it. Come on, let's show them what we've got. Hey, hi Frostbear, how are you doing? Rim, can we get a shout out for Frostbear? Start slow today? Oh, nice. What do we show? I think we need to. If you stream, you won't get a shout out. And 9 times out of 10, even if you don't stream, you get shouted out in here anyway, so, you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to figure out what the hell Phoenix is talking about by the obvious contradiction in his thing. Okay, there was one other thing that proves the man was Detective Goodman, sir. To enter the evidence room, one must use their ID card. When an ID card is used, there's Oh!
Objection!
His key card was found at the other crime scene, though. Things going well, Frostbear. How are you? How is your morning? Or I don't think it's morning for you, but either way, how is your day or night or evening? Or alternate timetable? Wait one moment, Officer Meekins. I'm not good at waiting, sir. I have the victim's ID card right here. I found it at the crime scene. That makes sense? When I say crime scene, we're now referring to the evidence room at the police department. I mean the other crime scene. The underground parking lot is the prosecutor's office. ... Your Honor, I have one more piece of evidence to present. It's a very important clue regarding the victim's ID card. Pretty great, Crossbear. I'm actually in the process of packing for a move. So, hopefully sometime next month I will be doing the unpacking part of that. I'm not looking forward to the packing part, but you know, it is what it is. Lost item report? It's only half completed. I wish I had godlike luck, but unfortunately my luck is more like, lower, like street level, you know? You know, not like outer versal god level. It's pretty shit, to be honest. But it shows that Detective Goodman had lost something on the day of the crime. Something important enough to fill out this report. Let me guess, you believe that something to be his ID card, right? I can't say for sure, but there is a high possibility. On the day of the crime, Detective Goodman was not carrying his card. You'll loan me my... Frost, if you can actually just donate some salmon, that would be epic. I fucking love salmon, but it's way too expensive here. Order! So now, what does this all mean? It only means one thing. It doesn't even require much thought. Yay! I mean, salmon tonight. I love salmon. Especially, like, salmon seared with, like, lemon juice. Oh my god. Salmon What? What? You get salmon, like, delivered? I am not putting salmon on throne. I am not putting perishables on throne. With how bad the delivery is in my state, there's a good chance it would be rotten by the time it got to me. Randy, you're such a freaking goblin. Look, it's ocean drop-off. What does that mean? The man Officer Meekins encountered in the evidence room was not Detective Goodman, but rather the man who stole his ID card. Order! Does the prosecution have a response? I have only one thing to say to the defense. Bravo, Mr. Wright. Bravo? Please don't do that. I have a fucking horrible fear of, like, when you're in the water and you look down and you can't see the bottom. Please don't do that to me. If you got me in a river, that'd be more preferable. Allow me to summarize the defense's arguments. At 5:15 on the day of the crime, the man in the evidence room Officer Meekins encountered was not Detective Goodman. No, I'm definitely going to play Subnautica at some point. There are two grounds to support this. First, the locker in the evidence room was already unlocked. Second, the victim lost his ID card. It would be funny, but someone might actually make the mistake of putting money towards it. Am I correct so far, Mr. Wright? Yes. What's he up to? That being the case, we must inevitably arrive at a single conclusion. If the victim in this video is fake, you get sick. But then the murder in the evidence room is also fake. In other words, the security camera does not show the instant of the murder. That is, well, I guess that's right. Is something wrong, Mr. Wright? Only moments ago, you seemed content to be pointing your finger around. But now you seem to only want to put your finger in me. This isn't going to end well. Well, it seems you finally realized exactly what you've gone to such lengths to prove. Explain yourself, Mr. Edgeworth. The defense has already done the explaining for me. The victim in this video is a fake, which means the murder did not take place at the police department at 5:15 on the day of the crime. So the real crime should only take place at one location, the underground parking lot. Oh, we just brought all of the suspicion back onto our client, like a fucking idiot. At the prosecutor's office, the murderer being Miss Lana Skye, the defendant. The evidence is compelling. A trustworthy witness observed the moment the defendant used the murder weapon. How did Phoenix not realize that was what he was doing? Wait, no, I'm the one who did. How did I not realize? Oh, shit. I knew that testimony was way too shabby. It was all a trap from the beginning. The activity in this evidence room still leaves many questions unanswered. Oh no. Boys? I'm defenseless. Oh my god. I accidentally dropped my gun, exposing my behind to you. Does that actually sync up? Like, do I say it at the same time as the redeem does? Also, hi Big Boss. Who exactly was the victim Officer Beacons encountered? Say something right now, Big Boss! There's a picture. If you could send pictures in chat, there's one that I would show to describe you with how you go about shouting people out. Holy shit, 50 trains? Nice streak, big boss. I mean, where did this person disappear to? However, the trial's purpose is to examine only the murder of the Detective Goodman. Just so, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, you have to do something. Or shit. You're right. You have to do something. Selena. What do I do? How am I supposed to get myself out of this? Object. Wait, can I... Yeah, we're gonna save real quick. In case I make a little mistake. Like getting an innocent woman killed. One moment, Your Honor. What now, Mr. Wright? Don't tell me you're objecting to what you've just proven. Of course not. But I almost walked right into the prosecution's trap. What are you talking about? This cross-examination has proven one thing, and one thing only. What for shouting me? Oh my god, Ren. Yeah. Uber chat's always packed full of cuties. Like freaking sardines. It's awesome. The security video did not show the actual murder. However, it cannot be said that this is unrelated to the murder in the parking lot. Specifically, large amounts of blood traces were found in the evidence room. Oh yeah, now's when we're gonna bring out the evidence against, what's his name? Marshall. The defense demands further examination into the truth of the matter. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. If this court were to examine this further, other witnesses will be necessary. Is the prosecution prepared? I'm sorry, Your Honor. The prosecution considered the incident at the police department to be unrelated. We have not prepared any other witnesses for this incident. Really? That was a short case? Or that was a short, trial for this day. This must be my this just might be my chance. Plan to call a certain Texas Ranger to the stand. Mr. Wright, do you mean that? Yeah, Grim, it's really funny. Your Honor, the defense would like to request specific witness. Oh? Who do you have in mind? Someone we have reason to believe knows the truth. The truth behind the activities that took place in the evidence room. Prosecution requests to hear this person's name before deciding whether or not to comply. Butterscotch discs on threat. Oh my god, right, if it were up to you, 90% of my throne would be taken up by sweets and food. And spiked cranberry and pit extra. Actually, I really want pit extra right now. God damn it. Very well, Mr. Wright. This person whom you would have testify, what is his or her name? Officer Jack Marshall. Jake Marshall, oops. It took to avoid yawn. Grim, don't point out my yawn deficiencies to everyone. I'm insecure about my yawning. Also, give me 1 second. It's like ice cold in my room, and I don't like that. I don't personally fuck with that, so hold on. Is Pib... No, hey, not just Pib. Pib Extra. Because Pib Extra is like the spicy cherry version. And it's really good, and I love it. I would drink it every day if I didn't think it would put me in a fucking early grave. Ew. Ew. Hold on. Okay. Because of the way my heater works, it's not gonna get warm in here until like 2 hours from now, but that's fine. Grandma, most of the people here don't know the context of that. I do. Hey, can somebody quote that though? That's amazing. You want bad dick candy? Or. Sorry, bad penis candy? Or butterscotch? Pop shove gram mid? Or, sorry, pit extra specifically, is like someone poured a mouthful of happiness and rainbow sunshines into your mouth, but made it zesty. So I guess, like... No, actually, I don't know if I should say that. I'm not gonna say that. Why him? Can't let Edgewood know everything just yet. He's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he's in charge of the evidence room. I feel we should hear what he has to say. The prosecution agrees to the defense's request. Since he was responsible for guarding the room, we should hear his testimony. Dr. Pepper, it's not the same. It is not nearly the same. It's nowhere near the same, and anyone who says it is a fucking liar. Is there? Oh, wait, hold on, what? Oh, aces. Oh, that's awesome. They just jumped up to onto my favorite list of people. No, Dr. Pepper is not better. It's like Pit Extra, but not at all, and it's also sad and it sucks. Actually, no. I'd say Dr. Pepper is better than like 90% of sodas, but Pit Extra beats out 99.99999% of all the others. I don't want to say 100% because I haven't tried all the sodas on this godforsaken, blighted heath of a world we live in. Pit, fortunately, he works in the police department. We could need longer than 20 minutes to prepare. Very well. The court will take a 30-minute recess while the witness is subpoenaed. Will the prosecution please prepare the witness during this time? We will, Your Honor. Court is now in recess. Peak of an industry plant for Dr. Pepper confirmed. It's kind of sad. No. Oh, and Grim, if the statement Pib Extra is gay Dr. Pepper is to believe, that also means that Pika is homophobic. Anyway. There's no stopping you, is there, Mr. Wright? Huh? What do you mean? You called for Jake Marshall. It seems you figured everything out. Bad. I haven't figured anything out. Lana. You're the one who knows everything. camera. You always know everything. Why don't you just tell us? Mr. Red is trying his hardest to protect you. I don't recall ever asking for his protection. You quite literally did. How could you be so cold? Don't you trust us? Don't you trust me? No. It's not giving me an option to delete it. Hold on. Shit. There we go. Yeah, Pikaberry to G.
I am one in a trillion.
Mika, we call them. Or E. Oh my god, I can't fucking breathe. Oh my god, my vision just went really blurry. Holy shit. That it wasn't Jinka that made me laugh. It was saying they go by Jika or he, which is remarkably on 50 other levels. Just so much stupider than Jika. Oh shit, Gumshoe's here. Gotta do the voice. Also, thank you for the hydrates. Thank you for the care package. Oh my god. Hope I'm not interrupting anything, pals. Oh, yes I am. I'll come back later. Oh, no, come back, Gumshoe. Wait, Detective Gumshoe, what is it? You bet a lot on nerve, pal, making a detective run all around while on duty. And to top it off, you call me here? I've seen happier people at funerals. Sorry, detective. You better be, pal. Hey. Alrighty. See you there, Chief Prosecutor Sky. That's okay. So, have you brought what I asked? Oh! You mean this, right? I apologize, Detective. Due to my present circumstances, I was forced to use Mr. Wright's name when making my request. My name? Never in a million years would I have thought it was you who asked me. Can I bother you to bring these SL9 incident files? I'll need them by noon. Talk about crazy. The SL9 incident. But Lana, that's... I thought Mr. Wright might need them, so I had them brought here. Here, you might do well to read them. I can't believe you, the chief prosecutor, were a witness in that case. This guy was a witness? SL9 incident files. Solved 2 years ago. Joe Dark? Take it from me, you don't want anything to do with the serial murders. Oh, what? Now that I brought you up stuff, you're just gonna ignore me? Emma? But why? Why is your name in here? What? My name is... shit, what? My name is in there? I don't know. No, it couldn't be. It's a light incident. That... For classification number, the police filed it under. 2 years ago, the rest of the world knew it as the Joe Dark killing. The Joe Dark... No, not That's over with. No! Emma, wait! We went away. What are we... you know what? Just remembered, I gotta be somewhere. Sorry, pal, but I'm out of here. Jake Marshall, Angel Star, Damon Gant, Miles Edgeworth. Not to mention Lana and Emma. Everyone's involved in this case is connected to those killings 2 years ago. It can't be just a coincidence. Knowing you just might be able to figure it out. Time to get back to the trial, Mr. Wright. Best of luck. I'd rather take a good look at this file. Sorry, he said I'd better take a good look at this file. Virgil, pause, I can eat a cracker. I had triangle-shaped crackers and I like to nibble on the corners until it's down, into like a square shape and then eat the square. Don't tell Keely I said that or she'll call me a fucking hamster again. The court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lana Skye. Emma did come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Jake Marshall. Will the witness please state your name and occupation? Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man, same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly across intersections when needed. Yes, we get it. Oh, I know! You're a patrolman! As for my name, if you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling wind calling it out. Such a Westaboo. To be exact, it's Jake Marshall, Your Honor. Howling wind? I'd never heard Edward described that way before. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado's soul is as boundless to the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. I don't know what the fuck that means. Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony of the day of the crime. In plain old English. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. They told me to do my job, and I said, no thanks, partner. Besides, the roof's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. I was getting drunk on the job. I'm just an innocent traveling man, so if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. Can't say I care for your beard, but but you don't see me complaining. Dude, he's such a dick. Wait a minute. What do you mean by 2 security systems? The fucking cameras and the door. Y'all have even? Your partner, y'all and such. I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about those. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks on the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled hickeys are those? I almost said dickies. She's not being very helpful. She's not that good with machines, or with following orders. Everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? Oh, yep. This one seems like trouble. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Yaldez? I've definitely heard it before, but not very often. It's like one of the few times where you see like 4 words mashed into one, and you can tell that's what it is as soon as you look at it. You're like, that's not natural. Okay, anyway. My job was to keep a wary eye on that bone orchard. How exactly did you keep an eye on the evidence? I just made sure nothing moved in the security camera monitor. That room's so still, even time dies in there. I was just a caretaker who interred the recordings. You interred them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing unusual is recorded, tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I'd erase a tape, I felt like I was erasing a part of my life. It's kind of a flair for the dramatic, but it doesn't do any good. So in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. Oh. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Because that's what happens with being a sex symbol. I'm completely joking. And you heard a word I said. Ain't you heard a word I said, partner? What it's... I told you that ain't my style. I'm afraid I don't understand. No desperado. Wait. No desperado I know lets rules get in his way. No desperados I know join the police force. So, Officer Marshall, on the day of the crime, just between you and me, I didn't set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? He said he wasn't there, but he has blood-smeared fingerprints in the room. Sorry, partner, can't say I do. I haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being fired? Besides the room protected by 2 security systems. Anyway. Whoa, oh my god. I started pumping out warm air. Already! Oh shit! Black Loot Orange I had to fight me has fallen. Oh, where'd it go? I can't back my chair up. See where it went. Because if I do, there's a chance I'll run over it. I only get a few of these a year, goddammit. Damn it, I found it! Okay. My plate is over. Oh, shit. Eh. Wait. We're... Rhino, nothing going on. I'm sorry. Hold on. I needed to turn the heated part towards me because I am cold. Okay. You used to be a detective, so you're used to evidence. Oh my god. So you've used the evidence room in the past, correct? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was a gold mine of evidence. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. Ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That's quite, incredible. The sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It's well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that he mentions it, Detective Gumshoe said something like that too. But anyway, it doesn't seem that this is irrelevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing in the crime when the crime took place? If I remember right, I was at a street-side saloon at the time it went down. What were you doing in a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even angels. Not even angels' steak lunches can beat the parlor's Vangoli sepia pasta, whatever that is. Were you mean to tell us you abandoned your police duties to eat some noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. I kinda wish I hadn't said that. That's not what I meant. I hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's strange. This is usually read where it says, Did you not want to raise this here? I'm just an innocent traveling man, and if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the trail. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? That's right, partner. Or so you call it, evidence. If you plan to pin me to this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. My steel horse is waiting to carry me back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, the witness doesn't appear to have seen anything. Texans don't take orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Apparently their superiors don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, so I'd best keep my cool. Before I use it though, I'd better up the ante. Babes, that ain't my style.
Objection!
Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called in to testify like this? ... After all, you worked in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. I'm yawning. It's quite simple. You left a very large trail behind at the scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. Listen real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that crypt. I pay my respects, that is, make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish it were, officer. But you see, your fingerprints were covered in blood. Witness, what's the meaning? Oh my god. I hate yawning. What's the meaning of this? Your blood-stained fingerprints were at the crime scene? The blood was wiped away, however. A luminol test clearly revealed this. Well, Officer Marshall? It seems to me there ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. I take it you have an explanation then, Officer Marshall? About the blood-stained fingerprints? Your brain isn't too much today. You're okay, Gran. What do you mean? Unusual? You haven't said or done anything. You're perfectly fine, Gren. You're wonderful, as always. Very well, you may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in that evidence room. One of them just happened to be at the time at the same place as the blood-stained handprint. The murderer touched the locker where my fingerprint was by chance. The blood stains and the fingerprints are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? See, I had nothing to do with it. The witness's explanation appears valid. Although there's room for doubt. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. The defense may now cross-examine the witness. This guy's hiding something, I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Truly natural. It's because you, how did you put it? Pay your respects once a month? Yeah, that's right. That and one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? I mean what I said. That's the locker I used when I was a detective. The locker I still use. All that's in there now is a heap of broken dreams. I see. It'd be strange if my prints weren't all over my locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from that locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Found a bloody handprint marshaled the locker. The print had been wiped. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine, it's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprint. It just so happened the murderer touched the locker when where my fingerprint was by chance. The chances of that happening are 1,000,000 to 1. On the contrary, one could argue just the opposite. The chances of that not happening are 1,000,000 to 1. Get one thing straight, partner. You ain't gonna get no reward from me with a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? Because I kill anyone who stands in my way. No, the blood stain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. There's one to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. He's right. Although seemingly alike, they're totally different. I don't see what homonyms have to do with this. Or didn't you know the murderer was wearing gloves? How did you know that? I may be a loner, but I still do my job. I keep up on my report. There was a blood stain at the scene, thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found on Detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer, wearing gloves, happened to place their hand on top of Officer Marshall's fingerprint? That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This seal of blood? In the desert, it's just bound. It's just food for the buzzards. There's only one reality, and that is the security tape. So long as my trial is in there, you can't say otherwise. So long as my trail is in there. Oops. This isn't getting us anywhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully where you're going with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony. Too bad it wasn't... Oh my god. Too bad it wasn't me in that video, right, partner? I think it was. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime, isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you have. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. The camera's panning back and forth. The floor isn't shown. If someone was familiar with the camera's position... Hey, Cass, how are you doing? They could leave the room without being caught on tape. We don't have time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us evidence in this video that indicates Officer Marshall was present, please do so now. Come on, I need water. I need liquid gold. Very well. Right. Whoop. May have forgot to take something that I'm supposed to take every day. Very well. Allow me to point out your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making the mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Show us this incriminating evidence of the witness, Officer Jake Marshall. Right pig. Oh yeah. No, they really annoyed me when I first saw it. The chat today has been giving me a lot of really good laughs. Everyone here is wonderful. Hey, Guy, hold on. What, Guy? Anyway. I like actually something that proves that it was Marshall in here. Is it the flag? I don't know. Yeah, I don't like the song either. That's why the commercial so annoys the shit out of me. I really don't. That's the kind of thing that once I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, that was so obvious, or is it gonna be stupid? I don't know. Wait. Hold on. What? No idea what the hell I'm supposed to be saying here. Right. Oh my god, hold on. Yo! Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay. Right here. Okay? Yeah? What's this? You open it? What, you locker? There, how's that for evidence? Hi, Eros. Please allow me to apologize for my colleague, Your Honor. He gets carried away sometimes. Yes, well, this certainly isn't the first. Will you forgive him too, Officer Marshall? He's not a bad man, just a bit disillusioned. Of course, I'm not one to gun down unarmed boys. Oh great, now Edgeworth is defending me. Yes, that means I missed the mark? Now, what do you mean? How fucking dare you? No, absolutely not. You backwards savages, how dare you? What's literally it? Oh, hold on. Alright. Nothing there. Have I pointed the wrong thing? Somehow? Oh, okay, I pointed to the locker when I was supposed to point it to cloth. This game angers me. Damn it, and they really have to make it so specific. I was so excited. Bringing your attention back to the security camera. With a mistake, I'm afraid you'll soon forget, Officer Marshall.
I gotta sing the Doom song now.
What?
Doom, doom, doom,
Hi,
doom,
hey,
doom,
Dorco.
doom, doom,
How are you doing? How are you doing, Dorcode? How was your stream? Oh, hold on, Graham's not here, so... 1 second. Dorcode, say something! Please. I beg of you. Yay, okay. Too slow, Pika. Too slow. Oh no, that's okay. You're good. How was Persona? I had not played a single Persona game in my entire life. But I have only been told one thing about them is that that thing is that they would be better if they were set in college. I don't know why, but that's what I've heard. But I know that people really love them, and I know the music in them kicks ass, so I do want to try them one day. They take forever to finish? Ooh, I don't know. Wait a minute, my glasses are being stinky. Hold on. Here to wipe them. Okay. The days are short in Texas, and so are our tempers. If you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less. Very well. You can clearly be seen in the video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad, partner. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. That locker with the white cloth sticking out? That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind the video a bit. Oh, the white cloth, it's gone. What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. Then, it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room at the time of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. That was probably one of my favorite gotcha moments in the whole game so far. That was really fun. Even though it was probably very obvious, I still liked it a lot. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner, but you got the wrong man. So what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who opened it. Oh, because he forgot about... Yep, and Edgeworth is like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. It's not my fault he happened to choose mine. The judge even knows, too. That's funny. Why is everyone staring at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy isn't just plain dumb. He really doesn't know. Yeah! Oh, I love it. But I hate to raid on your parade. But you're the only person who can open that particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I opened that locker? Now prove it. Hi, UB. How you doing? Fingerprint. Oh, wait. Only the assigned. Yeah! Fingerprint sensor? We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened. Yes, very much so, Cass. Absolutely. I'm really enjoying the, So, I've noticed in this case more than any... Oh, thank you so much for the follows. Ben C 2018. Rise from the action. Hello. How are you doing? But yeah, I was gonna say, out of every other case in the game so far, this one, I enjoy the evidence gathering the least out of all of the others. Personally, and that's also because I'm not very good at picking up small things and, like, scanning the room for, like, every single little thing. I'm really bad about that. But the case itself is really cool so far. The lockers can only be opened by the detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. Oh, okay, I understand now. My bad, fam. I'm not the best at picking things up. It's defo the second. Yeah, it's... Okay, I'm glad it's not just me. Like, the mini-games, aren't bad, per se. It's just... Some of the characters you have to talk to are kind of annoying or, like, boring for their, like, gimmick. And I'm talking about the lunch lady. You're not allowed to be sorry, but I'm sorry all the time. Just put it down. Put down what? What? I'm sorry. What? Oh, what down? Why are you sorry? No. In any case, the locks aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't know about the fingerprint locks. See? What are you, some kind of wise guy? So, Sheriff, what do you have to say in 8 words or less? Oh, I love that. Oh, is this the corner? I only got 1 word for you, partner. No! Witness, explain yourself. If this is a joke, it's the worst one I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were doing in the evidence room at the time of the crime. Wale, please answer the question. What is he now, a bullfighter? That's right, Officer Marshall. I believe we can figure the rest out from here. We can? Have a look at these floor plans. There is no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that... I'm back with no dino nuggies? Oh, that's tragic. If that's so, then where was the witness? As me, tragic that you didn't get your dino nuggies. Wait, did I read that wrong? Back with the... Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I misread that. Ignore me forever. It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. He crawled on the ground. Yeah, I was told early on that pre-roll ads are like the early death of, like the quickest death of an early streamer. So I wanted to not have them in any way that I possibly could. Oh, wait, what was the question? I was not paying attention. Shit. What did he ask me? But fam, so, if we have, okay, so it's either 3 minutes every hour, or a minute and a half every 30 minutes. And I think, personally, most people would prefer 3 minutes every hour than every 30 minutes you get interrupted. Yeah, and also, if you don't have them, then you get ads as soon as you come into the stream anyway, which is just worse. Which is probably why most people do them. I did not hear what the guy asked me. Sure, whatever. Officer Marshall was standing right here. So Officer Meekins didn't notice him standing there. That's almost as credible as Meekins' warp theory. Your chamber's empty, partner. Better reload. Now they're ganging up on me. Perhaps you should think a little more about who their Officer Marshall was. Okay, that makes more sense. Officer Meekins should have seen him in the evidence room. Yeah, okay. Okay, I understand now. Standing right here. There? But that's where the victim, Detective Goodman was. Yes, the white cloth was him hiding the costume. Holy shit. Correct, unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. It was you dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Meekins witnessed the detective at the crime scene, but he's never met him before. Once he saw the man's face, he'd know for sure. He's never seen him before, though. May I point out, though, that Officer Meekins did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his sword, sir. Yes, and how did Detective Goodman respond? He suddenly pulled a knife on me. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card back, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on his ID card. Oh, I get it. We can show that his cover would have been blown. Officer Meekins would have realized the man wasn't Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say about this, Officer Marshall? Partner? You've got quite an imagination, partner. You've got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? You're still denying it. You're gonna have to do better than that to break a detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as a victim. As the victim. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any evidence? Proving beyond a shadow of a doubt, the officer Marshall dressed up as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. Seems you're the one who couldn't take the desert heat. Seems... oh, yeah. Ah! It can't be happening. It's so obvious he's the one. What can I do? Looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was starting out. When you've run into a wall with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? For me, that would be what Mia used to tell me. Hold or bluff? Or press every statement? I can't remember what it was. Phoenix, try thinking outside of the box. Okay, well that's the most general, useless shit ever. I shouldn't look for proof that Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that came about because he was in disguise. The handprint. Oh, well. Why do you think this locker was opened in the first place? What do you mean? There's no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the time of the crime. Yet he did. There's quite a chance it might be discovered later as it has been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. According to the defense's argument, Officer Jake Marshall dressed up as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime. Then, after the crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. Not unknown, it's to put costume in there. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. Should the locker have the light on above it because the cloth would be covering the sensor? Because that's how it was with the other one. He opened it in order to put the cloth inside. So, what exactly is this piece of cloth? Perhaps the video is the key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so this video is my only shot. Very well, let's take yet another look at the security tape. After committing the crime... The fuck? 1 second. Sorry. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us what the witness had to open... Okay, why the witness had to open the locker. going to point at the red blood stain, or the blood stain from Meekin. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room, though I don't know to what end yet. Yet? However, something unexpected happened. Officer Meekins barged in on you. When asked to show your ID card, you pulled a knife on him. However, Officer Meekins panicked, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Bloody white coat? You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent as you are today, we all wouldn't have to be here now would we? Officer Marshall, tell the court what you did, all of it. All right. It seems the time has come. Oh, what? I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Meekins. I knocked him out. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. So the supposed victim was really you. But there's one thing I still don't understand. Traces of a large quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, how could that be? Officer Meekins managed to cut his own hand. My guess is he's the donor. It was way too much blood for just a small donation. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. Obviously, the transferal. When you say it, you mean... Do you even have to ask, partner? The incident. 2 years have passed since the case was closed. It was going to completely end with the transferal that day. Now, if I have anything to do with it, not if I have anything to do with it. That incident's not over. Well, what do you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When a case is closed, only the case lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time. No matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why did he care so much about it? That day was my last chance. That's why I pissed Meekins. I stole the detective's ID and dressed like him. I planned to take out the evidence. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Goodman was carrying out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which couldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. So that really was why Goodman started selling out the lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor on the prosecutor's office parking lot. The ID card I found was left there by Officer Marshall. So, essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint-activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't change your fingerprint. That's not true. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't have been able to open that locker yourself. But you could have opened... But he could because Robert Love just happened to get stuck in the door. That means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. I wasn't expecting Officer Macon. I knocked him out. You pulled a knife on Officer Makins and tried to drive him off? Hi, G. Let's just say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I don't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. They're taking a detective for an intruder and demanding to show his ID. I'll have to think a little more about his raise this year. When did Edwards get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me and I ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. So you knocked Officer Meekins out and... basically paying to be police officer now? Doing it for the love of the game. You gotta respect him. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. But you did your research beforehand. Those who go into the desert unprepared don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The security tape is erased every 6 hours. If all had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Meekin. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. What was Officer Meekins doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. So what you're saying is, on that day, there wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. But the blood found on the scene certainly indicates a crime took place. What are you, blind? The victim shown on that tape is me, and I'm not dead yet, partner. So you stole the evidence from the lockers? Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence was already gone. Oh. What? Mr. Edgewood, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. Detective Goodman's locker was already empty. Someone else stole the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Fire away, partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Hi, Orca. Why did you do this? Is the fishing thing going? Oopsies, hold on. Oh, never mind, there it is. What are you doing today, Orca? Killing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer? This is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. This will have serious consequences. It can't just be forgiven with a simple cut on salary. Not that salary cuts are a valid solution. Like I said, even in your case, this one is mine. And I'll do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. Oh, yep. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's
Bring
hear
my
more.
girlfriend back. This is not my girlfriend.
Yep. I can't just forget the SL9 incident. You know why? But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Dark was convicted for his crime. One thing I can say for sure is he deserved his sentence. I remember the Joe Dark case. It involved serial murders, didn't it? I don't intend to complain about how it turned out. But there's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial when they got accused of, like, messing up the evidence or something. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out.
In my hand.
Keep it.
Why?
I think you
Wake
know
up!
why.
I don't. Why are you winking at me? Why did you give me $1?
That better be it all.
Brain hurts.
Thank you for the 100 biddies, Orca. I hope you enjoy your loaded fishing score. For now. What the fuck does that mean? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Also, I'm sorry your sleep schedule is so messed up. I've been wrestling with attempting to fix mine for, like, 6 months now, and I think I've got it down. I think I've got it down to a good system right now. How did you summon Big Boss? Big Boss, bring those eyes away, you creature. Why is he so concerned with that incident?
A day, man. That's it. Day, man.
Oh my god, wait! Doing
the
Lynn?
nights, man.
It's so good to see you.
Champion of the sun.
Moving the sound of the bits coming in, that makes sense. It probably fucking drew you here like a fish. Or like a shark smelling blood in the water.
The whispering.
How are you
I keep hearing this
doing, Lynn?
whispering everywhere I go. That's kind of what it sounds like.
Hello,
You accidentally left $1 in my hand.
Keep it.
Why?
I think you know why.
Wait,
I don't. Why are you
I'm doing,
winking
I
at
guess?
me?
I'm sorry,
Why
Lynn.
You give me $1.
I wish you were doing well.
My brain hurts.
I'm
Thank you for the 100 biddies, Big Boss, but not gonna lie. There's like barely anyone here right now. Oh, never mind, there's 19 people. But like, still, most people are lurking. Okay? There's no reason for silliness. Why you should, Olka. Do it. So many babies? Oh. I'm sorry, Lynn. I don't have to deal with any babies, but, I know that anytime someone hands me their baby, I have to hold it like someone handed me, a foreign creature from another planet. Like, I kind of hold it out in front of me and I don't really know what to do with it, you know? Oh, shit. Alright. But yeah, thank you for the 100 biddies, Big Boss. But stop it, or I'll smack you on the nose. Maybe I should present him with what I think is really his real reason is. I had a feeling we'd wind up here sooner or later. Have a good lurk, Orca. Everyone involved here is related in some way to that case. I better take another look right at the file. I had to do it that day. Oh wait, what? Oh yeah. Hype trains at the weirdest times, I swear. But thank you very much for the hype train. Record of parking in the prosecutor's office. Allegedly dancing. Loss of blood, victim's memo. Muffler. Parking lot with Edward's car. Oh. I don't know. I know what I need to prove, but I don't know which item will prove it. I know he got demoted, and a bunch of people got demoted. And I figured that's why. Like, he's after... He wants to know why the hell him and a bunch of people were... I think, maybe? Okay, now that's about to end. Thank you all very much for the hype train. Thank you, Orca. Thank you, Big Boss. Y'all are silly. If you ever let it happen again, I'll invert your knees so that they're on the outside. Understood? Yeah, I could use a hint, Cass. Nothing big, but like definitely a hint. Choo-choo.
You accidentally left $1 in my hand.
Keep it.
Why?
I think you know why.
I don't.
Come on,
Why
you
are
missed it, Big
winking
Boss.
at
Get
me?
fucked.
Why did you give me
Something
$1?
borrowed.
My
Something
brain
borrowed.
hurts.
Something.
I'm
What? Okay, well, thank you for the 100 biddies, Big Boss, but like also you missed the mark, haha. But thank you. Something borrowed. Hold on, is that like a saying or something? What the fuck? Wash, you're going to wake up tomorrow with your knees over your eyelids instead of where they're supposed to be. They'll be like little covers for your eyes, but you won't be able to remove them. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something... Wait, if I make Big Boss into a velociraptor, he can't touch ground anymore? Huh. Something blue? Oh, the blue badger! That's wrong, isn't it? The witness statements. Okay, pull your god. What? Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, cool. Cast lives for fun.
Objection!
Okay, Marshall, I think I understand. Hi, Saints. How are you doing? Are you having a good day? I think I know why you care so much about the SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been skimping too much cactus juice, partner. I had the SL9 incident file here. The name Marshall is mentioned in there. Oh, I'm sorry you have a headache. And do you have any Excedrin you can take or anything like that? Neil Marshall, are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that name. 2 years ago. He received some lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? He must be talking about the King of Prosecutors award. Now I remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right, he was killed. And the case fell into your hands. But what's his relation to you? My brother? Oh shit, I was right. He was my brother. He was investigating that murder, the murder with Damon Gant, the then deputy chief of police. I hope the ibuprofen is helping. The group of detectives I was part of worked under them. They were desperate to prosecute the killer. Big Boss, are you referencing a fucking meme? Where it's like a genie, a guy has a genie change the meaning of the word profen? Yeah, I'm so glad I got that. Go Dark. My brother fought Dark and was killed. That was the first time Dark left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. He was arraigned and what? He was arraigned and incarcerated. The case was finally closed. At least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dark. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. And that's it? The reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. Well, at least one thing is for certain. Now we know what happened at the police department on the day of the crime. That was the day the SL9 case could be reopened. That was the last day the SL9 case could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he had entered the evidence room. Officer Meekins confronted him, so he rendered him unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. Yeah, but there's still, the things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At exactly the same time, the murder of the prosecutor's office. This fake murder was going on at the police department. Chance? It's got to be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder in the prosecutor's office parking lot was the real one. Which, in turn, means only one person could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Skye. But wait! A verdict wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we explained the incident at the police department today. What? There's only one reason the defendant was not convinced. One second. No, but yeah, no. Metro Authority made it clear he was leading us into proving the Lana Sky thing earlier. Cause he had literally said he'd already tried to do what he's doing right now earlier. Okay. There's only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There yet remained the mystery of the simultaneous murder at the police department. Seems to me this boy's got the draw on you, partner. All the mysteries at the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the prosecutor's office. The only suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Starr is completely incontestable. He was found to be lying and committing perjury the whole time. What do you mean? If you have a response, make it a single word or less. Objection! I rest my case. It seems the trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt that what I proved today is true. The apparent murder on the security tapes really was fake. But I didn't realize that would end up proving Lana guilty. How did you not think of that? Now then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant Yeah! Your Honor, wait! Emma? The defense has an objection! A scientific objection! Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor? Oh, in a sense. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Please, hear me out. Mr. Edgeworth, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. Aw. Hey. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referred to Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky's sisters were in that file. That means I figured it out. But that's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. Who I knew his fingerprints had nothing to do with the crime. That left only one thing, the other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found on Detective Gumshoe's locker? But no fingerprints were found on that, right? No, I figured if I examined it scientifically, I'd be sure to find a clue. So I ran over here, there and looked at it again. Joe, did you find something? No, my sister's screwed. Oh, shit. No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Is that all? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. But Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them... Please, Mr. Wright. You're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you! No! Crime's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regard to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears the defense is troubled by the other blood mark. Looking at the floor plans, a handprint was discovered around there. Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be of more use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with the blood mark, Lana will be fucking murdered for real. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. We don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If ever I'd needed to concentrate, it's now. What could be wrong with the handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something I'm missing? Do they not test the blood that they find to see who it fucking belongs to? Huh. Seems like a lot of work. That actually sounds like some shit they'd say in-game. Handprint left at the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is your grasping, Mr. Wright. You've been staring pretty intently on those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Take a good look at these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? You mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that when drawn, will completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pray the defense isn't simply trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. With all this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. The question is, which item can prove something is missing on the floor plan? I think it's this. As they say back west, even a blind man can hit with a buckshot. That is, as long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright's not sure which direction to face. No use. The more evidence there is, the greater the chance of me being wrong. Just calm down, Mr. Wright. What evidence? Try to remember what the evidence room was like on the day of the crime. What is it that bothers me about this blood mark? Oh my god. I'm thinking it's either the security video or the Blue Badger. Rin, yeah? What about that piece of plywood? The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of truth. Explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plan of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not here. No. So watch what happens when you put him in. This is where he was dancing at the time of the crime. Well, what? Ah! That's right. So long as the Blue Badger is dancing here, it would be impossible to place a handprint on the spot on the locker. Oh, okay, that makes sense. What? So that means, just exactly, what does that mean? It means it can't be done. What are you saying? Well, traces of blood, oh my god, blood traces were undeniably found on that locker. Hi, Tails. Yes, you say that like we're not gonna play the second game. And the third. And maybe other ones after it. Yes, I'm winning. Mr. Wright, liquid fruit scientifically. Ooh, had the film soundtrack group? Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Are the other soundtracks good too? On that afternoon, Officer Meekins was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room, right? After he put it down, it would be impossible to leave the handprint on that locker. Whoa, wait. But Meekins' hand was cut, and as soon as he woke up, he put the Blue Badger back outside, right? Ooh, okay, cool. I'm looking forward to them. So that must mean his blood. That must mean this blood mark was there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Ah, that was Phoenix talking. Just one moment. I will not allow such far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. I hate this judge with every fiber of my being. He just chooses when to give a shit. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, in the police department's evidence room, blood was spilled not once, but twice. But how? Grr. One time was captured on the tape, taken by the security camera. Officer Meekins cut his hand from which a trivial amount of blood fell. The problem is, the other time, someone bled prior to the struggle down on the tape. It had to have been. You have no fucking idea, right? Detective Goodman when he was really murdered. What? That's ridiculous. I refuse to accept your absurd claims. The murder portrayed in the security tape has been proven to be fake. However, that does not explain the blood mark found on the locker. So then, assuming that murder you purport that really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize the defense's claim that prior to Officer Meekins being cut by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, Another incident took place in the evidence room. That's right, the blood mark on the blocker proves it. Very well, then tell us. When did this first incident occur? As Mr. Edgeworth said, proof must be presented. Proof that shows when the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence that can show that. Hmm. I always feel a little sad or like disappointed with myself when I don't immediately know what I'm supposed to be pointing out. Alright. Um. Like, I genuinely do not know at all. Okay, so Edgeworth came in there first. We have no idea who the fuck 77777777 is. Meekins went in after to put the blue thingy in. Oh my god. The blue badger. Then Goodman, not Goodman, went in. And then Meekins went in. crime took place inside the evidence room, then the killer would have had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID number would have been required. An ID card. Oh, the ID card record. Officer Meekins brought the Blue Badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see here, 4:50 p.m. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40. Ah! Ah! Miles Edgeworth, what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Drop the act, witness. It doesn't take a lot of thought to figure out it could have been. Wait, it couldn't have been me. Nope, I ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the luminol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Meekins and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. It would have had... Wait, I would have had just 10 minutes to murder the victim, carry his body away, then clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that's physically impossible. That would mean the crime must have taken place before Mr. Edgeworth entered the evidence room. Let's take a look at the chart again. There's only one other card number remaining. 7 times that many. Oh, 7 times 7. Talk about a lucky number. But wait, that doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went in with 7. Mr. Edgeworth, please look into this ASAP. Find out whose ID number 7777777 is. That's 17 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card. At least, at present. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number that belongs to someone with the rank of captain or higher. Someone who is a so-called executive officer. We don't have the authority to inquire into such a person's identity. But that's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, right? Damn. Come on. There is one situation in which we can be granted such authority. Was it Gantz? It was fucking Gant, right? If an official charge filed against an executive is accepted, an official charge? You're all alike, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's why the prosecutor's office operates. That's how the... I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. It is so easy to tell when you're trying to throw someone off of the trail. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. I would appreciate it if you would keep your slander to yourself. Gee. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? No, not to you. To her, the defendant sitting over there. your own little executive. But, Lana? Oh, okay, that's fair. Don't be stupid. She's been charged with murder. Of course we've looked up her ID number. And it's not 777777777777777. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I want to ask. Wait, what? Don't blame me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. Well, I want to know all I want to know is one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? No, I fucking made it all up. You need the witness to repeat his question, Chief Prosecutor? I heard him fine, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for that trial. For the time, occasionally, we felt the powerlessness of the law. At least I did. Lana! I became a prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being suppressed by the law. Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all the evidence in court? You look me in an investigator in that crime in the eye and say that you did? Chief Prosecutor, you didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to do in order to get him the verdict he deserved. But what even if it involved forging evidence. See, that's what I'm talking about. No. No! Lana's remarks caused such a stir. The chaos in the courtroom could not be quelled. The conclusion of the trial would have to wait until the following day. Oh my god! Rick, I'm going to take a quick bathroom break real quick. I'll be back. Well, princess. Oh, wait. Wait. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Thank you. I am hoping we can finish this trial and the game by tonight. That is my goal. But that's only if I'm able to finish the last day of the case in under 3 hours. 4 hours. Including the last hour of the stream. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I'm sorry for what my sister said. No. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. Oh, that's Lana. Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to in order for him to get the verdict he deserved. I know that's not the voice I've been doing for, but we're switching it up right on the last day. I don't care. If you have any complaints or concerns about this, you can page me or email me at I don't fucking care. I'm sorry. It shouldn't be shitty. I don't know. I didn't know. I knew that the SL9 incident was just another name for the Joe Dark killings. I didn't know. Damn it. Sounds like everyone's heard about these killings but me. Yeah, because they weren't announced until the DLC. You're silly. What, Pika? Lana wanted Dart convicted so badly. That's why she used me. That's why she used what happened to me. What do you mean? What do you mean, what happened to you? That's all, it's all in there in the file. Joe Dark's last victim was Prosecutor Neil Marshall. When he murdered Officer Marshall's brother, he left behind an incriminating piece of evidence. But what did you have to do with those killings, Emma? On the night Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered, Joe Dark tried to kill me. What? He tried to kill you? Officer Marshall's brother, Neil, was only trying to save me. No, I didn't time you out. I just removed your mod. So that means you. Yes. I was a witness in the Joe Dark trial. I didn't see that one coming. Get it? SL9 incident. It happened 2 years ago. It was right about this time of the year, too.
Google,
There
show me
was a
this guy's
terrible
balls, please.
thunderstorm that day. Unusual for the season. I was alone in my sister's office. We were planning to eat dinner together once she finished her work. Then suddenly, this terrifying man came bursting into the office. Was he
Hey,
killing defense attorneys?
Max, sometimes I'm
Is
just
that like
riffing.
his-
Would you allow me to riff? As the leader, can I riff? Can I riff?
Joe Dark. It seemed like he was running from someone. He pulled out a knife and screamed at me. I didn't know what was going on. Just then, Prosecutor Marshall showed up. Big Marshall's brother. Oh my god. That would actually be pretty good, Jay. Wait, how would you have... Is it possible to make a counter that automatically goes up once a day? Like, by itself? Or would somebody have to remember to take it up one time a day? Joe Dart tried to take me hostage. But before he could, Mr. Marshall tackled him. Then... What happened? Well, I'll never forget it. Lightning struck and their lights went out. Suddenly, bolt of lightning flashed outside the window, lighting up the office for an instant. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. One total. What I saw then burned a permanent picture in my mind. I can still see it now. Edgeworth getting oiled up and freaky with Phoenix Wright. Permanent picture? I don't remember the moment when Dark stabbed Mr. Marshall. So you weren't able to testify about that? No, I was only asked about when I saw or when I was attacked. That must be why she made up the crime. Made it up? You mean provided bogus evidence? The prosecutor's office wanted that guilty verdict so badly. One times total? Rana. Lana forged the evidence and Mr. Edgeworth used it. Edgeworth? Yes. Yeah, but I'm sure he didn't know anything about it. You worked in a lab? That's so cool. You get to wear a lab coat and, like, mix serums and potions and such? You play with life like you are some kind of god? He couldn't have known he was being given false evidence. Even so, that's when it all started. The rumors about Mr. Edgeworth, I mean. It's all my fault. If I could have just testified properly, none of this would have happened. So it's true, even though he may not have known it. Edgeworth really was involved in falsifying evidence. After that case ended, Lana was never the same. She became cold, like she is today. He must not have been able to face up to what she did, especially not Emma. And sometimes the boring ones, too. Whoa, Kaylor. If I had a noted emote, I would put it in chat right now, but I don't, so I can't. And I won't. What did you see in the instant that crime occurred? Got. Dark knocked down Mr. Marshall and raised his knife, Neil Marshall was stabbed right in front of this porch girl? Yeah, thank you, big boss. I don't remember what happened after that. Apparently I passed out. The hell? That makes her look a lot older than I thought she was. When I came to, Lana was cradling me in her arms. Poor Emma. Poor Emma, you've been through so much. Fine. I couldn't bring myself to testify about that instant. I tried, but the words just wouldn't come out. I drew a picture, but it wasn't any good. 2 years ago. You must have been 14. Such understandable. Once it was all over, I made up my mind. I decided that when I grow up, become a scientific investigator. Wanted to be able to fight crime with my testimonies. And find the evidence to make an airtight case. That's why Lana would never have to forge any. I think I'm starting to understand what makes Emma tick. But there's still something that bothers me about that crime. There's something that's puzzling me, Emma. What is it? You said you were in Lana's office at the time, right? That's right! Then why would a serial killer come running in there? Not only that, but why was he being chased by the prosecutor? Oh, there's no mystery there. Joe Dark had been taken in for questioning that day. Taken in for questioning? You mean by the police? No, the fucking Oompa Loompa division. Phoenix, Jesus. Of course, this happened at the police department. He tried to run away halfway through the interview and fled into my sister's office. But why did you run all the way over to your sister's office? Because the detective's office and the questioning room are right across from the elevator. Across from the elevator? But Lana was the chief prosecutor, wasn't she? No, silly. Didn't I tell you? 2 years ago, Lana was a detective. She was the best in the entire force. Well, that's news to me. No, it's been mentioned, I think, like 4 times. After the Joe Dark case, she was transferred to the prosecutor's office and made chief prosecutor. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, I was wrong. Wait, to go from being a detective to a prosecutor, does that, like, happen very often? Lana used to be a detective? I better have another talk with her. Yep. Lana! Mr. Wright, it seems I keep causing you trouble. Falsifying evidence. I didn't think you were the type. Criminals don't mind playing foul. Why should we? But Lana, it's your wrong an innocent man might be found guilty. Believe me, I understood the risks. Emma told me about you. Oh? About how you were a detective 2 years ago. And now the SL9 incident with the reason you transferred to the prosecutor's office. That's right. Hi, Duckling. Could you fill me in on the details? Especially about what that unusual change of jobs? I suppose you have the right to know, Mr. Wright. lot of revelations were uncovered at the trial today. Not the least of which was the fact that this case is largely connected to another one 2 years ago. Evidence from the case was stolen as well, though I expected as much. I know how obsessive Officer Marshall can be. That trial really wasn't fair, was it? I believed in you, Lana. I believed that no matter what happened, you'd always stick to the truth. Couldn't be helped, Emma. That trial 2 years ago, I sold my soul. Well, all drama aside, the fact of the matter is, at 5:15 there was no murder at the police department. Tell me it's not true, Lana. What the witness, Miss Starr, said. About you stabbing Mr. Goodman with a knife? Lana, don't understand. Why won't you tell us? Emma, your friend involved just me. I don't think I've ever seen Lana look so phased before. It's true, I was a member of the police force 2 years ago. Then she was amazing. They still talk about all the cases she and Chief Gant cracked together. Chief Gant? He was the deputy chief of the police back then, and he still worked the crime scenes. Detective Gant. He was everything I aspired to be. They were the best team ever. They solved crimes before the reports could even be filed. I don't really idolize her big sector. But now you're chief prosecutor. What happened? I always planned on becoming a prosecutor. The reason I became a detective was to gain experience investigating crime scenes so you could use that experience in court, right? Gant's help in the SL9 case was crucial to its resolution. After that, he became chief of police and arranged my transfer to the prosecutor's office. Maybe I should ask more about this investigation of theirs 2 years ago. It's the fucking SL9 incident, you know? 2 years ago, I was second in command of the detectives investigating Dark. Second in command? The main the investigation lead was Damon Gant? Yes. Deputy Chief Gant and I shared the same office and the same investigation. They even had the same office. We led a team of the best detectives on the force. Detective Goodman, whose case it was, Jack Marshall and Angel Starr. It was the first time Marshall worked with his brother. He was quite gung-ho. Without a doubt, Joe Dark was the serial killer. We asked him to come in for questioning. We were desperate for evidence. It was that was when his final murder took place. When he tried to murder Emma. Prosecutor Marshall was trying to save me from Dark. You see, the first person who happened upon the scene of the crime was me. Now you tell us? Damon Gant and Neil Marshall were the ones questioning Dark that day. The investigation was in its final stages, and Dark must have suddenly panicked. So she waited until Gant and Marshall let their guards down, then fled the room. From there, he ran straight to the office shared by Deputy Chief Gant and myself. That's where he found me! But you were the first person who ran to the crime scene? Lana? It appeared so. I was filing some paperwork while Gant and Marshalls were questioning Dark. Holy shit! Hold on, I need water. When I returned to my office, I saw 3 bodies on the floor and spilled blood. 3 bodies? Prosecutor Marshall, the victim, Emma, who had passed out, and the suspect, Joe Dark. During the struggle, it seems Mr. Marshall struck a final blow before he died. Joe Dark had incurred a minor concussion and lay unconscious. What did you do? To be honest, I panicked. I picked up Emma, carried her out of the room, and just held her. Can't blame her, after all her sister had just gone through. After that, I placed Dark under immediate arrest. Let me get this straight. You were all involved in the SL9 incident? That's right. Quite a coincidence, I don't buy it. What are you saying? There's no way everyone involved in this case was also involved in that incident, just by chance. But that case was solved 2 years ago. At least one person went to the extremes because they didn't believe it was truly solved. Officer Marshall. Yes, his action came as a surprise to me as well. Ever since his brother died, he changed completely. No. I guess he wasn't convinced with the ruling against Joe Dark. Pretend Emma said that. Because I didn't do her voice. Lana. Oh, why did I read her name? Life doesn't end with the closing of a case. Everyone has to live the rest of their lives with their memories. That case must not be over yet. Emma was assaulted by Dark at the police department, right? Yes, in the office that Damon Gant and I shared. The office that Mr. Gant now occupies by himself, the chief's office. Maybe we should have a look in the chief's office. The site of the final SL9 murder. No one's here today, not even the star. Everyone's probably busy looking into what exactly went down in the evidence room. That must be where the detectives are. What we proved in court today is that on the day of the crime, no one was murdered in the evidence room at 5:15. Yeah, I thought we were finally making some headway in our case. But instead it looks like we just ended up making Lana look even more guilty. Hang in there, Lana. Gotta find out all the answers by tomorrow. Mr. Edgeworth isn't here. Maybe he's being questioned by an inquiry committee. He took a real beating in court today. Yeah, with Lana admitting to falsifying evidence 2 years ago. I guess we'll just have to come back later. Oh my gosh, I forgot I have Sour Patch Kids. Hold on. They should make Sour Patch Adults a thing. You know, where they're not sour anymore, because it's like, you know, they grew up and became adults and lost that light inside them that made them unique. Howdy, Bambina. Hello, Mr. Marshall. Oh, Pika, I can safely say no amount of sour powder can make gummies like that taste good. I never thought things would turn out the way when I woke up this morning. Hey, Sarah. Okay, Sarah. You never know where life will lead you, eh, Bambina? I should have known my luck had run out when old Billy dried up this morning. Billy? Must be his pet cactus. Ryan. Say, where are you headed? Just over to the prosecutor's office for a little interrogation. It's a voluntary appearance. But we all know I won't be coming back. Sorry, but you can't go in the evidence room today, partner. But Mr. Marshall, why did you do it? Why do prospectors head west? If ever there was a case I needed to know the truth about, it was this one. Before you turn yourself in, Mr. Marshall, would you mind telling us what exactly happened? Looks like I won't be getting a steak lunch today. Something was fishy about that trial from the beginning. It wasn't just me either. All the detectives thought so. What do you mean, fishy? Something about the facts reported were inconsistent with the evidence we found. For example, the murder weapon. The murder weapon? You mean that switchblade knife with the broken tip? That was Joe Dart's, all right. But in the initial autopsy report, a question was raised. A question? The blade of the knife was not a perfect match with the wound the victim sustained. What does that mean? It means there was a good chance the knife was not the murder weapon. However, in the report that was finally submitted, the possibility had been erased. The facts have been concealed with forged evidence. That case left behind scars on all of us. The scars that the Ethelwide incident left behind. I got the looks, but he got the brains. He was one of the best prosecutors around. I had just made detective when it went down. It was our first case together. How old was he, your brother? He was 27 at the time. And 27. He was awarded the highest honor that very day. The highest honor? You mean the King of Prosecutors? I knew it. What are you looking at me like that for? That's an honor for a prosecutor. Mr. Marshall must have really been close with his brother. The day the SO9 incident took place, that wasn't the same day as... That's right. It was the day of the evidence transferal. Interesting. It was dizzying that morning, and by nightfall there was thunder. I can't believe 2 years had gone by already. I tried to steal the evidence so the case wouldn't die. Apparently someone tried to stop you. Detective Goodman was murdered and the evidence locker was empty. There was something going on behind the scenes in that case. We all knew that later. Every detective involved in that investigation, save one, was taken care of. Miss Star was fired and I was demoted and boxed away in a tiny room. What about Detective Goodman? As they did something to him too, the commissioners would get suspicious. So they were careful enough not to be too obvious. They? Who are you talking about? Oh, ad starting in 5 minutes. Don't get upset, Bambina. I mean Damon Gantz and Lana Skye. The investigation led Damon Gant and his second-in-command, Lana Skye. There wasn't a person on the force who hadn't heard of that duo. That case was the biggest step in both of their careers. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office. Oh, okay. After the case ended, Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office, right? Yeah, Damon Gant, the new chief of police, arranged for that to happen. She'd never been the same since she left. Everyone who knew her said so. Chief Prosecutor Skye was totally different when she was a detective. Now that he mentions it, Emma said something like that too. Tell me, what happened to my sister? Sorry, Bambina, but her secret is too well guarded. I never found out. Lana's secret? It all started 2 years ago. Now, there you have it. That's my story. Did you enjoy it, partner? It was certainly enlightening. There's one thing for sure I found out in court that day. That boy Edgeworth isn't my enemy. He was the one who used falsified evidence to get the guilty verdict. But someone else was the one who gave him that evidence and planned everything. That someone is Damon Gant. Don't believe me? Well, I don't blame you. I won't even be patrolling after today. Too bad I won't be around to work with you. When you became a real scientific investigator. Oh, when you became a real scientific investigator. Adios, Bambina. The place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. I guess they couldn't draw a version with nobody in shot? This must mean everyone's busy solving crimes. Oh, if you're looking for the others, they're all in the conference room. But, thanks! Wow, he actually talked to us. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did, the decision about, oh my god. With the chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention her statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is the word usually used for those. Sheriff, we'd like to have a look around Chief Gant's office. Pursued the connecting hole. What? That is not... What? No, under no circumstances would that ever just be allowed. Oh my god, why do I even try? Use the connecting hallway to the other building and take the elevator to the top floor. Really? You mean it's okay for us to go in there? I mean, we aren't police officers or anything. Hey, you're right. You can't go in there. It's off limits. Okay, well, never mind. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's head to the chief's office. Okay. Hold on. I mean, it's some wonder. Whoa. Where am I? In the chief's office, silly. At least that's what I thought. That's what it said on the door. They got that pipe organ. It's real, isn't it? Hey, I used to take organ lessons in kindergarten. I'm what? They used to call me Little Miss Ba. I never could remember where C was. If you remember where everything else was, how could you not remember where the last one is? Hmm? Wait. Oh, it's you two. Oh, it's you two. He danced. Look at the paper he was reading in his desk. Oh, Whiteo, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I can appreciate that. I've had my hands full too with Mr. Marshall's misconduct. And one of, well, the provocative statement. Provocative statement? Oh, you mean that forged evidence. 2 years ago have passed, or 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. So this is Mr. Marshall's brother, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. Yeah, the trophy is different. Yeah. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it though. Anyway, I'd like to reminisce all day. There are matters that need my attention. Going to walk up here, so let's get out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long been sent over. There's no need to investigate it anymore.
I gotta sing the doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
All the same, we still like to have a look around. Yeah. Oh, hey, Orca. How are you doing? How was your stream? How was your day? Hey, Orca. Hi, Lily. Game was very streamy. That's definitely good. Well, perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore, what are we? Now who we are thinking out? I'm ready to attend. How are y'all doing? Looks like we weren't welcome. Seems that case isn't over with yet after all. What do you mean? He can't deny our request to search the crime scene. That means there must be a reason he doesn't want us looking around in there. You mean like a clue? There's gotta be a way we can get inside Chief's office. Well, Goodman was the one who was killed. So the revelations you have missed are that Lana Sky, the person who's being accused of killing Goodman, used falsified evidence to put away a killer 2 years ago. We've also learned that Emma was a part of that case 2 years ago. She was a witness. Jake Marshall, that man, oh my god, Orca. I can already see the little trash can cat that you usually posts right after that. The Jake Marshall, the cowboy guy, what was it? Oh, he dressed up as Goodman to try to get into the security or into the evidence room unnoticed and, like, not identified as himself. So that he could steal the evidence of the trial 2 years ago so that it wouldn't get closed. And he was the one who caused all the commotion in the Indian evidence room that day. Hey, pal! Detective Gumshoe, aren't you supposed to be in a meeting? I'm, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long? Naturally. From serving everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of the loop. Yeah, the cowboy attacked Meekins. Say, have either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No, why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battle's between you two in court. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago. Now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yay! Why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Sky is the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, a prosecutor is responsible for the evidence they present in court. Oh my god. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. His amazing talent. Right. Holy shit. I need to not eat anymore. Sour Patch Kids, because I literally cannot speak. Have a good work, Orca. Thank you very much for the wait again. Gimme. Yeah, sure, here. Here, I'm gonna throw them on my laptop screen, okay? Please catch them or they'll bounce off and then get sour stuff in between my keyboard. I don't want that. I keep my keyboard very clean, so please catch them. Okay. 1, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, Orca, you suck. You didn't catch them. But now with this, that wasn't even funny. Why did I do that? Are there really? My god. Are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only has that, Please, young, there's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Want some lunch again sometime, my treat. Yes, sir. Now take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. Seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might rat. Hey, Dick, you doing good work? Yeah. Or keep up the good work or something like that. Mr. Edge, oh my god. Poor guy, keep it in your pants. Actually, I took a look at the file earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. Well, did you find out anything? The only evidence he got left behind was during this final attack. The final attack? You mean... When he killed Prosecutor Marshall, he was trying to protect some girl. Me. Seems Detective Gumshoe never realized Emma was the girl. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, let's see. See, it had something to do with the murder weapon? Oh, that's not it. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Maybe we should show him the murder weapon. Might jog his memory. I should do that first for him. About this. Hey, is that? The tags attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of. What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, the knife's been locked away in a locker. In the day Detective Goodwin was murdered, just suddenly disappeared from the locker. It was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it. Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? What, before you forget again? What? Go Dog was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take up serial killing? One day, on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So, it was an accident? An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident. Then he killed... Oh, the kid walked up just then. He killed him too. And then, the jogger came up in the scene. He killed him as well. Finally, he turned himself in. And then, he killed himself. And then he came back from the dead and killed the police officer that tracked him. And then, he went to fucking Arby's and he killed the people waiting on him there. And then, he killed himself. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in. Yes, but in the end of his questioning, he fled the murder and murdered his final victim. Prosecutor Marshall. I'm really glad Cass, because I felt stupid for saying all that. It's just he kept going. He was like, first he hit someone with his car. And then he killed the witness who saw him kill someone with his car. And then he saw someone witnessing and him killing the witness, and he killed that witness. Then a kid drove up and he killed him too. So he walked down the road to Home Depot to pick up some lumber, because that's what he was on his way to when he hit the person with their car. And then he killed everyone in the Home Depot too. And then when he left, he saw an old lady walking across the street. He said, maybe she saw something. I'll kill her too. And then I went home. Anyway, fuck. Sorry. But, Matt Klein was witnessed by someone too, but luckily, Dark was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing the last witness wasn't killed. That last witness, aka Emma. But it just keeps repeating exactly. And then I fired, and then I missed, and then I reloaded, and then I fired, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and then I missed, and then I fired, and then I missed. If anyone knows what that's from, thank you. That's nice, it was Joe Dart. That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it from. Plus, it had his fingerprints on it, too. And, you'll never guess this, he killed the guy who sold it to him. And then he killed the person who was behind him in line. But he didn't kill the person after that. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where his luck ran out. Someone did see him murder. And he murdered them! Oh. I'm having too much fun with this. It's so dumb. But when you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well, anyway. He can guess where the broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Where was it? The victim, Neil Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. Are we really reusing plot twists from the previous case? Hashtag lazy. Sorry, I'm just joking. It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the blast fiber. You can tell by the lines on it like a tree how many people he killed. There was 57 lines on the knife. It's pretty conclusive. Real autopsy report added to the court record. Switchblade knife updated in the court record. Well, there you have it. In a nutshell, he killed 573 people and turned himself in with no evidence. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you can ask Chief Gant. It's not money, but it does concern the chief. His office is a crime scene, right? It's where Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. Yeah, it's just... We tried to apprehend him with police officers, but he killed them. So we sent more police officers after him, one by one, single file, one at a time, unarmed. And he killed them too. And you'll never guess what happened next. We sent more police after him. And he killed them! Like the idea of the bodies slowly piling up in a room. And like the police officers just keep filing in single file one by one. Ugh. The chief's out now, and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around if that's okay. Guard. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What? Really? That seems like a bad security system. But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Oh, sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It's Detective Goodland's. That won't work either. The data was deleted the day he died. Oh. So in other words, Gumshoe is our only chance of getting into that office. I wonder if there's something we could show him that could make him change his mind. Detective Gumshoe. May I present you with... pick between the legs that has 80 pounds of force put behind it. I have no idea what to present him. Let me share a little advice with you as a detective. If you don't have a clue, keep your trap shut. Oh, yeah. Come on. While I'm searching, I can eat more Sour Patch Kids. Hello. Hi, Blue. I just realized I was going through stuff that we had not read yet. And now I am sad. I also just realized what time it is. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and end for right now. But we are going to be back later. We could at least. But yeah. I'm really hoping we can finish the trial by the end of the stream tonight. But knowing this game and knowing how hard I get stuck on things, probably not. Especially considering we aren't even done with the pre-investigation part right now. Okay, let's see who's on to raid. Right. Oh, we got to 285 today. 385 today. Who we gonna rate? Oh, we're peak and scanning today. Ring. Right. I hope you all have a wonderful night and a wonderful day. And if I don't see you later, then I'll see you some other time. Gabagool. Bye-bye.